Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stance. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put the check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the rest. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits, dog, like I'm in a big league.
Welcome everybody to Miami Sports Fanatics show on TDPHINSTALK. I'm your host, Batman2423. My co-host Gio, he's taking care of a situation, so I'll be with you guys today. We're gonna open up the panel section for you guys to jump on. We're gonna get into a discussion because I got a few things I want to get into. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Um, uh, and as soon as TD puts, there it is. There's the StreamYard link. You could jump on. We could have a conversation. First off, first order of business, I want to get into something that came out today as far as Josina Anderson reporting that she spoke to Deshaun Watson's agent, and he says there's no truth that Watson is eyeing the Bucks, the Vikings, or any teams ahead of free agency. We haven't had any talks amongst ourselves with the teams about possible destinations, as we are focused on clearing Deshaun's name at this time. So all those speculation, rumors, or whatever that people are saying, oh, he's we're moving on from him. At the end of the day, look, this is a franchise that's trying to get better at every position. At the end of the day, I know that the Miami Dolphins have put up a lot of stuff ahead of what's since the transpiring of hiring Mike McDaniel. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm a Tua supporter, but if there's a chance that we can upgrade and we can get a good player in here, I'm all for it. So that like I said, that speculation as far as Watson, that being talks are completely dead. I don't believe it whatsoever. Um, as far as what I want to get into today, throughout the day, and that's pretty much the topic of conversation I want to get into today. One thing that I was noticing as far as the hires, I was looking at the list of hirings that we've done, obviously in the coaching staff, right? And there is one vacancy that's pretty blatant, and it's still there. Obviously, we hired Sam Madison as a cornerback coach, but we still haven't hired a defensive back coach, meaning to coach safeties, and he still coaches has eyes over as well as with the corners as well. Who could it be? We don't know. We're still searching, I guess. Maybe the Dolphins want to opt out and just get an assistant for Sam Madison. But at the end of the day, that's a position that obviously we got to look into as far as a coach to look for. Sorry, who could it be potentially? Um, I want to get into the offense as far as what the Dolphins are pursuing. And this is going to be, I mean, obviously the hypothetical as far as what we have right now, as far as the current roster with Tua being at the helm. So hey, what's going on, MCJB? How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good, good. So I was basically going to talk into a little bit about what we're going to look into as far as offense, people that we might want to look into, and you could obviously chime in as you please. I just wanted to get into it, and like I said, if anybody wants to come in, jump on. I want to have a discussion. I want to talk about this. You're more than welcome. It's a friendly environment. We do it. Just be respectful amongst each other, and that's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to have some fun tonight. So basically, I was looking at options as far as an offense. When I mean that, I mean everything from the offensive line to wide receivers, running back position. And I wanted to address just a couple players that I'm obviously interested in. I want to see how it transpires as far as a free agency when it starts. But the guy, if you want to just single out one specific player, I know he's Brandon Sheriff. Obviously in the Washington Commanders, and he's been a five-time Pro Bowler. He's only 30 years old. I know he's had his injuries up and down as far as his career, but he's a veteran, five-time Pro Bowler, and you could bring in a veteran of that caliber into this team. It can only elevate the play of these rookies, second-year guys. So at the end of the day, I think this is a perfect hire. If you, I mean, a free agent to bring in, because it's only going to develop these guys. And at the end of the day, I know we have, you know, pretty much about 4 to 5 eyes on the offensive line as far as development going forward, which is pretty good. This is all signs point forward that the Dolphins might want to stick with a lot of these young guys, and that's just a heads up. Even if I don't agree right away, I don't mind developing them, but I want to bring in some veterans, and as far as structure in this line. So I was looking at Brandon Sheriff, and in particular, I was looking at what he potentially he's going to make, and they're saying that he could be between 13 million and 17 a year. Now, obviously, it is a lot of money for a guard, but I mean, if you're a five-time Pro Bowler, it's time to pay up. I know, he's been getting paid, obviously, going back to his team, but I'm willing to pay the bucks for this man. Now, there are some other guys that I am looking at as far as tackles. Obviously, everyone wants Teron Armstead. As far as free agency rumors out there in the NFL world, they have projected the Dolphins are going to pursue this man. Now, I want to build. I know at the end of the day, I know I know that everyone's is talking about the Dolphins could make another 20 million, and then the NFL cap's going to go another 30. So we're going to have all this money, right? And at the end of the day, yes, you're right, but that's not just the Dolphins. That's everybody. I think TD mentioned that about a week ago as far as things to look out for. The salary cap goes up. All these teams that have no money and they need a tackle, they're going to spend that money, those extra 30, and get this kind of guy. I always tell people, look at what Williams is making in San Francisco. Um, he's making about what, between 20 between 23 and 28 million, I believe. So I'm projecting Teron Armstead is going to command somewhere around 24 to 30. He is a three-time Pro Bowler as well, obviously from the Saints, and he's 30 years old as well. I know he's a veteran. At the end of the day, that is a guy that I think most of the fan base is liking, and is going forward as far as what they want for this team to basically get this offense going in the right way as far as the offensive line. For a cheaper option, you obviously have Trent Brown, from the Patriots, and so he's gonna command somewhere around 12 to 16 million. He's 28 years old. He is one of the youngest that I was looking at. He is only a one-time Pro Bowler. He has his situation with his injury, but I like his size. This is a grown man, and if you're putting this man you could put him at right, left. He is a right tackle, but he's gonna protect Tua, and he'll cost maybe half the price what Terrell Armstead's gonna cost. That's something that I would definitely look at. And I know there's a lot of fans of Michael Dieter out there, but one of the guys that obviously that has been rumored around for us is Ryan Jensen from Tampa. He's going to command somewhere around 10 million, between 9 and 10 million a year. He's 30 years old. He's a one-time Pro Bowler as well. But you're putting in a veteran in here. Obviously we were preaching on getting Lindsley last year. I remember a center for us from Green Bay, and we never got that. And I think that would have made this offensive line a little bit better, because it would have helped these guards, these young guards, Hunt, and then obviously eventually it ended up being a Jackson, But I want to put a veteran in there, that way they could help these guys at the end of the day. Um, and the other guy I want to talk about is Orlando Brown. He's going to command somewhere around 21. Obviously, Kansas City is going to go full fledged on him. And they're gonna want to pay him, I'm sure, to protect Mahomes. But he's a good option as well. But he is high price too. You're looking at around 21, 22 million a year for him, which is a lot of money, right? What do you think about it? That MCJB?
That's wild. That's all I'm gonna say. That's wild.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of
That
money.
oh my god, if I could make so much, oh, I don't even know what to say right now. That's just oh.
I know it's a lot of money. Again, guys, by the way, if you guys can, obviously, if you're tuning in from, you watching me for the first time, obviously on Thursdays on TD Fins Talk, make sure you jump over to our channel, Miami Sports Fanatics Show. Subscribe. We do content. We do provide shows. For now, we got shows on Tuesdays and we got shows on Saturdays. Saturdays we got the famous spin wheel that we gave you guys a chance last week to try to get something on last Thursday that we were on here. And we were, basically we incorporate a game where you do a little donation for the channel, and at the end of the day you still get something back. So you donate. There's not many channels that shows out there that provide you that you donate and you get something in return in the mail. There's a lot of great channels. Obviously TD has arguably the best channel, but there's a lot of channels out there. Hey, listen, jump on, help us grow, because that's what we're trying to do. The reason we're giving back is because we're trying to grow. So make sure you go to Miami Sports Fanatics Show, hit the subscribe button, and we'll call it a day. After that, you come back if you want. Shout it out in the comment section. What's good, Cruz? How you doing, Cruz Ruiz? And again, shout out to everybody, Cap, everybody in the comment section. I'm gonna get into it as we get into a little bit later. But more than welcome. The StreamYard link is in the chat. Make sure you obviously jump on. Let's talk. That's what I want to do.
That's
I know at
right.
the end of the day we're all repeating the same thing. Everybody's doing it throughout the day, from the morning to the night. But I like the conversation. That's what at the end of the day. That's what I want. Obviously, as far as drafting linemen in the draft, there's two linemen that really stand out for me. And I know the draft is heavy as far as linemen, but in the hands of Greer, like everyone's been saying lately, I don't want to put my trust into him, because obviously we don't know what we have with these guys. I know a lot of you guys call the guys we have are trash, and I've done it before myself. So, but I want to see what with the development now with these guys that we're bringing in to develop, these linemen. I want to see what they have. But like I said, I still want some veteran presence. So, in the topic of basically drafting an offensive lineman, for now in the early rounds, I'm against it, because I'm trying to get some receivers. I want to get a running back. We need a linebacker. Maybe get another corner. I don't know. I just throwing it out there as well. But I wanted to say that. Neil, being from Alabama, obviously he's the high ticket price item. He's the number one pick in the draft potentially on all boards, but it's impossible. Obviously, trade all the way to number one and get him. He is a monster. He's a beast. And then obviously you have the center, but he's gonna go in the top 20. So that being said, I wanted to get in the conversation as far as weapons, right? And that's what everybody's intrigued by, because obviously Mike McDaniel's coming into this team, and he's going to incorporate a run offense, a run heavy offense. I mean, it's a zone run, but it's different schemes, but it's not your typical run game where you incorporate a power back and you just run them. It's kind of like what we had before, but a little bit different. These running backs need to be able to catch the ball, obviously on a flat, be able to jump out, stream, get a couple yards after the catch. That's yak, and that's what we're looking for. Um, as far as the options that we have in free agency, not saying that this is going against what we want to run, the style that we want to run as far as offense, because I'm just gonna go naming running backs. Obviously, you got Melvin Gordon, you got Leonard Fournette, which is a high favorite down here. I think up to today, I saw it was Leonard Fournette is actually project. I think it was NFL.com. I'm trying to remember exactly where I saw it, but Leonard Fournette was actually projected to go to the Dolphins in free agency. That'd be cool.
That would
I've
be
been
nice.
after Fournette for a while. I mean, I remember since Jacksonville was trying to trade him to Miami. I think the price they were asking was a first. Then it went to a third, and then I remember they ended up cutting him. And I remember back in the days when I was in the podcast world, I was talking about that, and I was like, "Man, Miami should. If the price is a third, man, go for it." But obviously, he cleared waivers. He went to Tampa. He got his ring. But he's going to hit free agency. Is Tampa going to pursue? I know they're a little bit of tight as far as money. They need to pursue a quarterback. So they got to figure out what they want to do now. Is Leonard Fournette? What's it going to cost? Could it be somewhere around six? It could be eight. It could be 10. It could be 11. It's a lot of money, but you're still fairly talking about a young guy. I believe he's top of my head. I think he's like 26, 27, 28
Yeah,
years old at the most.
he just got to the league not too long ago. I
Yeah,
remember he
and
was playing at LSU like at 2014, 15,
yeah,
2013.
he came from LSU. I remember, and it's funny because I like comparisons and stuff like that. But I remember when I was watching him in LSU. I'm not a giant college guy. I get into the big bowl games and stuff like that. But I remember watching him a little bit throughout the season, and he reminded me a lot of Peterson. And I know he's a
Oh
different
yeah,
style back. Adrian Peterson was that guy. And it was impressive to see him in college as far as at LSU, just ripping and tearing everything apart. But Leonard Fournette is definitely one of the options I would look for. I know it doesn't fit more or less the scheme that we're probably going to run because he is an every down back, but he can block and he is that's what you want to do as well. But I'm just throwing it out there as far as Leonard Fournette. Then we got two hometown guys. Obviously in house, what we had Philip Lindsay and we had Duke Johnson. Those are two players that at the end of the day, Miami is definitely gonna have to decide what they want to do. I know Duke wants to come back. I know Philip wants to come back as well. What's it going to be? Maybe both of them will come back at a cheaper deal, and that's what Miami wants to do at the end of the day. Who knows? Maybe take those two guys, go after a running back, maybe in the fourth, fifth round, third round. You never know what Miami wants to do.
yeah.
Again, the StreamYard is in the comment section, guys. Feel free, ladies and gentlemen, jump on, have some fun. Um, I can talk all day, but at the end of the day, I want to get you guys involved. One of the heavy rumors out there is Cordell Patterson. Obviously, um, he since he transitioned to like a running back slash kind of like the role that Debo Samuel was running in San Francisco. One of the things to look out for is Cordero Patterson. I think he would fit this scheme maybe as far as what we want to do potentially, um, with the running back position slash receiver, kind of like a Slaven Ahmed that can catch the ball off the back and line up on the line. There's so many ways you can incorporate him, and it's a weapon that who knows how much it's going to cost if he decides to come down here, but. That is something that it's very intriguing, at the end of the day. And obviously, one of the other guys that I'm looking in free agency is he potentially they're saying that he's linked to us. It's Raheem Morster, so from San
San
Francisco.
Francisco running back.
Yeah,
Oh wow, I
obviously
didn't
he's
know
worked with
that.
McDaniel before, and there's rumors out there that he might potentially come here. Now, obviously, he won't be a high ticket price running back, but if you're able to add him, incorporate with one of the guys I just mentioned, maybe a Cordero or a Phillip, or maybe you have a Duke. If you could bring back Duke and you can still get a Raheem, you might not even have to worry about getting a running back in the third or fourth round. Now, at the end of the day, I know the fan base is pushing for a three down back, but we don't know what direction this team wants to take. It might be, like I said, it might be 4, 5, 6 running backs. You never know, and we incorporate. The one thing that I'm trying to figure out, and everybody in the comment section wants to throw it out there, is Miles Gaskin. What's going on, Shake Money?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing? I've never met you before. How you doing? Batman 24, 23. How you doing?
Good. How you doing? I see your guys on Larry every once in a while, but I'll be at work when you guys are on.
Appreciate it, man. So basically, I was saying I'm trying to talk about a little bit about the offense as far as options that we might have in free agency or the draft. I haven't really dug into the draft yet. I've gotten a few players, position players, as far as running back and receiver, but I'm trying to incorporate different aspects because that could mean that we could trade up in the draft using future capital. I know a lot of Watson guys don't want to hear that, and I said again, I am for Watson myself. So
Mhm.
I understand the reason that people might not want to do that. So it's a little bit iffy. Um, Now, as far as running backs in the draft, obviously you have studs. You have 3 studs, all projected to go somewhere in the early second round, maybe as late as our pick in 29 at first. Obviously, you got Brees Hall. He's the top of the food chain. He's 6'1", from Iowa State. He has good vision for his size. He's very explosive. If you haven't looked at highlights of him, Brees Hall is pretty impressive. Now, remember that's why it's called highlights. You got to look at everything. As far as some of the things I noticed about him, he needs help blocking. And in this offense, if you got to protect Tua, if the line is going to be deficient, you need blocking. You need a running back that can lay a hit. Something like Lindsey did last year. Um, and obviously, he's not what you consider as of right now a 3 down back. But then again, maybe Miami doesn't want to do that. So that's an option out there as far as Brees Hall. That's not it's like I said, I'm gonna name 4 running backs, but that is the number one as far as projection, as far as who he is. in the draft board as far as running backs. The other one is my co-host actually favorite running back is Isaiah Spiller. He's 6'1" as well. He's a physical runner, good hands, and he's very difficult to tackle. He's the kind of running back that won't kill you with speed. He looks fast, but he won't kill you with speed. But then again, it's very hard to catch him. I believe as far as when he busts out through, he gets a hole and he's down the field. He's never been caught. Now I haven't looked at tape as far as what a lot of draft boards are saying about him. Some of the flaws, he dances a lot. If for those of you that are Miami Dolphin fans, we're not comparing it to him, but this man used to dance a lot too. And at the end of the day, he was a beast. We can't deny it. Ricky was a beast. We're not comparing him to Ricky, but he was a beast. And obviously, he needs help as far as blocking. And you want to create a nice route tree for him. What's going on, Drobachan?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey,
Like I was saying, Shake Money, Drobachan, as far as getting involved in the conversation, I would love for you guys to jump in. If you have any questions, I want to just get through it real quick. Talk to me.
I just want to say one thing. The thing about people, what people don't realize is that everybody has their sets because McDaniel's coming. We're gonna get a top flight running back, but at the end of the day, he has a track record of buying his same places. He buys his running backs the same place. Flores buys his running backs in the dollar store. Because if you think about it, can you name one high pick or high profile running back that they used since
top of my head?
I'm talking about San Francisco. In San Francisco.
I can't think of anybody. I know Breida was probably like a 3rd or a 5th round pick. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think he was undrafted. If I'm not mistaken,
he could have been undrafted. But you're right. You hit it on the money. And at the end of the day, he might potentially do that. As far as what Flores did, shopping in the bargain bin. But I can see that. But you never know what the Dolphins want to do because one thing about the Miami Dolphins, they always do against what the fan base wants, right? At the end of the day, they're their own entity. We're just fans, right? We support the team. We try to support the logo, not the players, right? But they do what they want, and they usually do opposite of what we all want, right? It's always been like that. We want an offensive line. They went the Belichick way. Let's develop, let's draft, let's draft. And they don't develop, they just draft. So at the end of the day, obviously running back by committee in New England, and then we incorporated that here. Obviously, when you have a quarterback that has a few, let's say a couple deficiencies. I know he has a lot, but a couple deficiencies. I'm trying to be nice. You need a running back that can be a bell cow. But obviously, we're going against what we used to do. We're going somewhere different as far as direction. Then one of the names that I know Cap was mentioning it today, and shout out to everybody again in the comment section. Jump in the comment section. StreamYard link is in there. Jump in. Let's have some good time. Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is actually the smallest one of the top 3. He's 5'10". He's explosive, high motor, physical runner. He's hard to tackle. Just by hearing those things, that sounds like a guy that McDaniel might want. As far as being able to do a little bit of everything. The thing about it, he also dances a little bit at the line, and he's pretty bad at pass protection. Okay, there's no denying. As far as the 3, he might be the worst at pass protection. Now as far as the guy I'm looking for, and I don't think we're gonna go for him, but he's I believe he's a 3rd round pick. It's Brian Robinson Jr. from Alabama. I know MCJB being an Alabama guy, I know he wants to hear that. By no means, like I said, I'm not an Alabama guy, but I've been watching this guy. I was Anthony Manzano. Shout out to Anthony Manzano. He put me onto him because at the end of the day, I remember he said he was a freshman as far as an Alabama, but he was coming to the draft. Then I looked into it. He was a 5th year freshman, 5th year guy in college, and coming into obviously to Alabama for his first time being the bell cow in Alabama. He's 6'1". He has the body of a power back. I'm not trying to compare him to Najee, but that physical body is pretty there. It's pretty much there.
You know what he reminds me of? Like a shorter mini version of Derrick Henry.
Yeah. And the thing about I remember
For
when I was
sure.
comparing Najee to anybody, it was Derrick Henry.
It
Obviously,
was,
Derrick
and
Henry.
so was Najee. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a physical specimen. I think he was like 6'3", 280, I don't know how big he is. He's a
He
monster.
was a
Um,
linebacker.
yeah, and the good thing about Brian Robinson that I do like, he has a nose for the end zone. I like
Oh,
that because we have difficulty once we get in the red zone. I want to make sure we could pound the ball in there. I know Duke Johnson was giving us a lot of that towards the end of the season. Unfortunately, we didn't play him all year, but and then when we got him and we put him in, he was a monster. And the thing about him, he has bad acceleration. He doesn't have any experience. Again, he only played 1 year in Alabama as the bell cow,
Mhm.
and it's very hard to get. It's very hard for him to get to the secondary. His longest yard was, I believe, 37 yards.
Yeah, he's not
Longest
like a
run.
big play
Yeah, he's not the home
maker.
run
He's a
threat.
short yardage
Yeah,
power back.
power back. And if you look at highlights of him, he's the kind of running back that is hard to tackle. Like you see 3, 4, 5 guys on top of him. Obviously, we're not going to compare him to NFL defensive players, but he's a hard guy to bring down. He's a big dude. He likes that contact, and he usually wins. But again, like Drobotron was saying, you don't expect that home run threat where he's gonna gash you for 70, 60 yards in one play. Um, as far as running backs, that's a conversation. Again, StreamYard link is in the comment section. Jump on, and let's have a conversation. I want to get into receivers. So I know a lot of people are basically up and down as far as what we should do in receivers
whose
down here in
phone is
Miami.
that?
That's me. I'm trying to turn it off.
No
Okay,
problem.
my bad.
So basically, in free agency, the top of the food chain, you got Allen Robinson, you got Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, you got Mike Williams, Juju Smith, and you got Christian Kirk. These are guys that all different prices, obviously. If you want a bargain bin, you're talking about Christian Kirk and Mike Williams. And then, as far as rumors with Devontae Adams, if Green Bay doesn't franchise him, they're saying that he's commanding somewhere near about 30 million. That's what he wants to make as a receiver, which is pretty much crazy. But if that's his price, that's what he told Green Bay. You got to respect that. As far as us paying 30 million for Devontae Adams, as great as he is, he's probably considered a top 3, top 5 receiver in the league. I am staying away from that. He is a great player. He's an amazing athlete,
Yeah.
and he seems to always catch the ball. But I'm trying to stay as far as away from possible. If you're going to command somewhere on 30 million, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, they command somewhere between 8 and 12. Um, these are all options as far as if Miami decides to move on from Devontae. I like Parker, but it doesn't make sense for us to cut him. If we can get something, a 6th or 7th rounder for him, and they take the money as far as the cap hit and as far as whatever it takes as far as his contract, I'm all for it. But I'm not cutting Devontae Parker by no means because it doesn't make sense.
No, I think we only save like $3 million if we cut him.
3.5, 3.8, something like that. And it's
Who
not
do you
worth
replace him for $3 million? That's going to bring, even if Devontae Parker misses 5 games this year, there's nobody that you're going to replace him with for $3 million that's going to make up for that what he's capable of when he is on the field.
Exactly. And the thing about, and listen, I was one of Parker's biggest supporters, obviously, when he came here. I was excited when we drafted him. I believe it was 2013. But at the end of the day, the man can't stay on the field. And I love Parker. I love Parker. I love Preston. I know Preston's on the cheap end. He's a minimal contract, and he is up for a contract. And if he's willing to come back for the bare minimum, I'm bringing him back. Again, same question. Who would you replace him with? Just bring him back. He's when he was 100% healthy. That game, I remember that Arizona game. He looked like Tua's favorite target. But we're talking about what, 2 years ago already. So at the end of the day, I want to be able to see what we can do with Devontae. I know the fan base is pretty much ready to move on from him, but it's very difficult to move on from him when he still has about 2 years on his contract. Again, guys, just to remind you guys, Miami Sports Fanatic Show, we got 377 subscribers. If you guys can do anything to jump on Miami Sports Fanatic Show, subscribe. If you can help us get to 400 today, it would be amazing, and we'll be extremely grateful. If you know anybody that hasn't joined yet, make sure let them know. Send them a text. Go to Miami Sports Fanatic Show. Subscribe. It's an up and coming channel. Obviously, we work together with the Fins Tailgate. Those are our brothers. Come to the channel, subscribe. We're at 377 right now. Just go over and subscribe. You're gonna show some love. At the end of the day, that's what we do. We all show love. I know it's the off season. I know a lot of people don't want to do any work. They're getting home from work probably. They want to just relax, listen Dolphins while you're cooking, while you're watching something on the TV, while you're washing dishes, while you're doing laundry. You're just listening us in the background. But if you can, we'd be greatly appreciated. Just jump on Miami Sports Fanatic Show, hit the subscribe button. And obviously follow us there. Again, we're at 377. If you guys can do anything to get us to 400, that'd be great. Me and Gio will be very appreciative. Now, as far as getting back into the conversation, those are the receivers. Top of the list, Drubbatron. Are any of those receivers something that you're intrigued by, or do you look into the draft?
At receiver, honestly, I think there's a guy that I've been kind of eyeballing, and it's a guy that there's been talks of moving on, and it's somebody mentioned in chats too. It's Calvin Ridley. I mean, I feel like he would be a perfect complement to Jalen Waddle. I think he kind of he fills that need to the T. And then you can take a chance on a guy in the draft later in the draft who you can develop behind those two. But his contract is
there's 2 years left,
friendly,
and about $9 million, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can push out. I think you have to resign him in 23.
You could keep your franchise him
after. I mean, it just makes sense if he wants out of Atlanta. That's who my big target is. Obviously, Atlanta's probably going to want a first, and if we're not using our first round picks to maybe make a move for Deshaun Watson, then I'd rather trade away that first round pick for a guy like Ridley.
And I like that because obviously the rumors that came back about 3 weeks ago was the rumors of Calvin Ridley coming to Miami, potentially right in a trade, and then they're saying that they wanted a second round pick, potentially turning into a first, depending on if he is play or whatever. But then about a week ago, we got the rumors that the owner, I don't know, I think it was Arthur Blank. I don't know if it's still Arthur Blank.
That's Atlanta's owner.
He came out and he said that he wants to keep Calvin. So ever since I heard that, I just stopped talking about him because I got my hopes up. Big John Stud, he put me on the idea of trading even a first round pick for him if that's what it took, especially our 29th pick. But at this point, it isn't. I don't know if they're gonna end up getting rid of him. I know his contract is going to be on the team. He might not want to come back like you were mentioning, Drubbatron. It all depends what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to change the scenery. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mental health is very serious, and it's something that definitely everybody needs to consider because it could be career ending. And obviously we went through. We got to experience that a little bit with Junior Seau. We were all very young when that happened, and obviously Brandon Marshall. Ricky had his issues too. A lot of people said Ricky just retired for other reasons, but hey, what's going on, Larry? What's going on, Shake Money?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Joey? So basically, what we're talking about is, we were talking about the potential. What would you guys want as far as receivers? If before we get into the draft, as far as free agency, Drubbatron was talking about what he would love to pursue the idea of trading for Calvin Ridley, even if it means trading the 29th pick for him, which I'm all for it. I'm all for it if he is available and he's willing to come here and play. I'm all for it because at the end of the day, that guy's a stud. He's a beast. I remember in training camp, Larry was there with me when we were in training camp and we were watching this man. I know he was on the opposite side of the field, but all you kept hearing was, "Whoa!" what he was doing to our secondary. And he is a monster. That being said, before I go around the room, MCJB, as far as free agency, what's a receiver that you look forward to as far as if you want to do something in free agency with a receiver?
Drub took mine. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Oh, so you're looking for the same thing, trading for
too, but I guess it's not gonna happen since if Arthur Blank's gonna keep Calvin. So, but come back to me with this question. I'll think of someone else.
Okay. Shake Buddy, talk to me. So as far as receiver, would you want to do something in free agency as far as a wide receiver? You're on mute. Shake Bunny, you're on mute.
The Calvin Ridley trade will be kind of like when Josh Allen, they traded traded a first round for Stephon Diggs. So this will kind of be like the same thing, trading their first round to give to a receiver to hit the corner. You know what I mean? If they're gonna stick with Tua. And another one is Juju
Smith.
Smith. Him and Tua have a great rapport together. So
Well, he's a free agent.
Makes some sense.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Oh shoot!
He did a 1-year deal with the Steelers last season in the off season, and I remember I thought he was I really thought he was gonna come here, and then he ended up getting a 1-year deal. Well, nobody gave him a deal, and then he went back to Pittsburgh. But he is a free agent. That's actually two good options. Larry, talk to me as far as free agency. I know we've been talking about it lately. I know you did a Patreon on your channel as far as saying your top 5 choices in free agency, but would you be willing to pay? I mean, I know your answer, but I want you to give it as far as would you be willing to pay one of these receivers in free agency?
Yeah, definitely. But it's a type of receiver I'm going to pay. I'm looking for a boundary receiver with speed. That basically do the job Will Fuller was supposed to do. Okay. That'll help more than anything. Yeah, he's a nice fit and all that, but opening up the field, there's nobody we have that other than Waddle, and Waddle we use primarily in the slot. So, yeah, that's the type of receiver I will go. I want to say this about Ridley, buyer beware. That mental health issue, I'm sorry, I'm not into gambling anymore, guys. I'm not into gambling. And it's a totally different giving up a first round for Ridley than for Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was a much better receiver than Ridley. I'm sorry to say, yeah. And he had no mental issues. So, yeah. So I buyer beware with Ridley. Well, I won't say I won't do it, but definitely not for a first round pick or at least without a clean bill of health from a psychiatrist type deal.
Are you still running the train, Larry, for Chris Godwin?
Yes, Godwin is such a perfect fit for the Dolphins. Is ridiculous. Well, he's a perfect fit for any quarterback because of all the free agents there. Only him and Devontae Adams are threats at all 3 levels of the field. So that means they're going to fit in any system. But the problem with Godwin is he had that knee injury. Man. And I put him on my top 5 target, but what I try to do is structure a deal that's a lot of incentives in there that he could achieve by playing. Like 1,000 yards, 100 catches, something like that. Because I don't want to get into it. He misses at least half the season, and then injury like that, he's not going to be full blast for maybe until the following year type deal, and not going to pay somebody $17 million, $15 million like that. No.
That's true. I agree with that. And again, I want to get into a little bit of the draft, but I want to get into Joey. How you doing, Joey? As far as receivers in free agency, is there anybody you in particular are looking for that you feel like the Dolphins should pursue?
I like Chris Godwin too. He looks real good, but the Buccaneers aren't going to be able to re-sign him, so he's really an option.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think.
Let me quickly jump in there to a comment. Xavier Benitez says, hell no. He wants like $20 million a year or more. It's one of the things that pisses me off about our community sometimes. It's not what they want, it's what they get. They all want top money. So, yeah, he wants $20 million. He's not going to get $20 million. So, yeah, I'm not worried about what they say.
Can I say something about
of course.
So, I would actually, if we had a chance for this player, I would actually draft him from, the comments are going to hate me for this, Alabama. His name is Jamison Williams. And he is I know he just got hurt against Georgia.
He's a beast.
He is a baller.
I will get into the draft with that because he is a beast. I'm not going to deny that. Okay, what's going on, Color Commentary? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm going to get to you right now for the question. I just want to shout out everybody that jumped on. Mounting Fins, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
How you doing? Good. We're gonna get into the conversation because I want to be able to get into what we're talking about is receivers and free agency. If there's one in particular you want to get into, and what's going on, Vonjo?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Drub, why would you do that to me? I actually like you, Drub. Why would you say such a comment?
About what? About Watson?
No, not even that. I'm off that. I'm about to talk receivers. And
What,
what
you
are
don't
you
want
guys
Calvin
talking?
Ridley?
Listen, I'm not trading anything for these speedy receivers. I'm not bringing any receiver on so they can run bubble screens and slants.
Hey, we need to get that Watson deal done like yesterday.
Y'all about to have all these receivers trade away with all these picks and pay these receivers all this money that runs a 4-2 and a slant?
Jameson Williams don't do that except.
It's just
Gonna be a
at the end of the
real
day, I know we're
slant.
gonna run a different offense right now.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Exact. No, your keyword was run.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We're gonna run. That's it. Not
Monty
run a
Fitz.
different offense. We're gonna run on offense. That's it.
Go ahead, Monty Fitz. How you doing? Talk to me.
Exactly.
Can you hear us? Monty Fitz, can you hear us or
hello?
Or you're yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you now. I can hear you.
All right, perfect. So you said you wanted to make a comment.
No, I'm just saying I think we need to get the Watson deal done. First of all, we got a new coach who has a new offensive philosophy. His philosophy emphasizes West Coast principles.
I'm not gonna deny that. I agree with that.
And far as I'm concerned, the way it seems right now, Robert Hunt.
You're breaking up a bit, Monty Fitz. I don't know if you have trouble with the connection.
Robert Hunt is our best lineman right now.
Thank you, Scott.
And
Thank
running
you.
that West Coast offense and that zone blocking scheme.
I agree. Robert Hunt is the best lineman we have right now, currently on roster. I mean, I don't think anybody. I know Larry might give me some pushback, maybe with Dieter, but I think Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt, do you agree, Larry? Robert Hunt and everybody else?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
By the way, on DDW, a few people arguing that Hunt is not athletic enough to be in his own scheme. Wrong. He's very athletic.
All right, people are gonna come after me for my take. Ready?
That guy's a bulldozer. Hold on, before we get into you,
what is that?
Joe,
What is that sound?
I think it's
I'm
Joey.
saying the same thing.
Joey, you got like some buffering going on.
No,
If
that's
you could put yourself-
Monty. That's Monty.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Monty, you have like a little buffer. If you could just put yourself on mute whenever you want to jump on, just unmute yourself. Obviously, jump on with us. You have a little bit of buffer coming on. It's like a static or going back in and out.
It ain't me. I just
No.
turned off the mute.
Joey, it's
Still
not you.
get
We
sound.
just saw who. The thing is that I can't control it. It's TD. All right, perfect. Thanks. So I want to get it. I want to get to Von Joe. But color commentary. So we're talking about free agency as far as wide receivers. We want to get into the draft. We want to get into as far as prospects, but as far as free agency, is there somebody in particular you're looking forward to upgrade for this team in wide receiver?
At wide receiver, I mean, I'm kind of with the folks that say we don't want to go overboard with it because of what we're planning to do. But I was thinking maybe like somebody like Amari. I know the Dallas is looking to shop him around or not re-sign him, so because they're having a hard time restructuring with him. I know that he would probably work well at the very least, even if he doesn't have much left in the tank. He would definitely work well in the room with somebody like Wes Welker to to really hone in on the route running. I mean, I know that he's known as a very brilliant route runner, but I mean, I haven't really given wide receiver much thought just because there's quite a few people out there right around the same price range that we kind of have to know where we're going to be at quarterback. I didn't want to breach that subject, but since it's already been talked about, it really all depends on what's happening under center, and even not even bringing in somebody, not even replacing Tua per se, but as far as our backup goes too. I mean, the backup determines a lot when it comes to if it's a backup that runs a different scheme than Tua, then we've got to have a different, mindset with our receiver room. I like that's another reason I like Wes Welker, because he's the type of guy that knows how to sit down in the zone, and that's really all you need to do with anybody, with any scheme you run.
And it's something about him that he was always getting open. I know he wasn't 7-Eleven. That's another guy that we had down here, but
Yeah, I mean,
he always finds a way to get open.
Well, yeah, he reminds me of who, Mr. Cup. It's like how does the guy continue to find those open spots in the secondary, and that's that's a gift that could be possibly coached. So,
shoot, if that's the case, bring back Landry.
Yeah.
Well, that's the rumor that came out today. I forgot. I think it was Steven was talking about that in the morning. I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Steven, or it could have been. Actually, no. Was it? It might have been UTD. I'm trying to remember who it was that was talking about Landry potentially coming back. And I know at the end of the day, Landry throughout the last couple of years that he's been in Cleveland, he's gone through his injuries and it's been rough, right? But if he's willing to come here, if he gets cut, at the end of the day, there's the rumors he gets cut. If you can bring back Landry at a very cheap price, there's nobody that I've seen in a while as far as the wide receiver position. I mean, Waddle, he was explosive, but somebody that can fight for yards the way he did, and he was motivating people on the offense and screaming at defensive players, and he was hyped, and that's the kind of player you want on this team, and you want to fight with,
Yeah, and if the league brings back crackback blocks, then we can definitely use them.
Batman, remember, we saw one thing this year. We confirmed one thing, that Baker Mayfield will make any receiver look like trash. All right. He made us think that Odell Beckham was washed. No, he made us think Odell Beckham was washed.
Hey, Batman, I got to run though, man. I also wanted to come in and to say, fantastic job.
Color,
man.
hold on, color. You got to be here for my take. It's right here, okay? I say, Batman, you ready for this?
Yeah.
You said best lineman in the zone blocking screen with athleticism. With this coaching staff that they put together that's supposed to be so great at developing linemen, do not be surprised if Austin Jackson becomes our best lineman.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact. You can't talk to people that way, Von.
I know a lot of people are gonna hate that take, but I've been thinking about that. And look, if Mike McDaniel came out and he's been talking about him, he thinks he could coach him up. At the end of the day, Larry, he's what, 22? 23 years old. Mm-hmm. He's a kid. He's learning, this kid with the right hands. Like I said, there's so many people right now that can mold him and put him under their wing. And like I said, if you could bring a veteran in here to teach this kid, like, look, this is how you work out. This is what you got to eat. This is how you crack block somebody. You just basically tell him, explain to him exactly what it takes.
Look at his college film. He could move. He gets out there in space, and sometimes he gets a little glitchy because he gets out there too fast. Like Miller was talking about earlier, he gets out there too fast, and he don't know who to block. So he could. Even this year,
Jackson needs a lot of help.
I think a lot of people.
He just needs some refinement.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think we're going to go crazy on offensive line, and I think Mike McDaniel said it. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to retain a lot of the offensive line here because I think he believes he can coach them up, and I think he believes that they were just not being properly coached before. So I wouldn't be surprised if we only get one guy in free agency and then maybe a guy in the draft. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, Drub, I've been saying that a lot because, what's the reason for bringing in 4 guys that are supposed to be offensive line and run game specialists if we're going to go out in free agency and blow a bunch of money on veterans that don't need that coaching?
It's scary.
4 sets of eyes. If you can't develop that young talent, something went wrong somewhere.
Hey, I
guess there's something to be said for best of both worlds, but that just seems like a lot for going out and getting a bunch of veterans.
Exactly. Austin Jackson's going to be our best lineman
welcome to stay if you want to stay. I know you said you were trying to jump off. I'm not trying to kick you out, but I know that we want you to stay. We want you to stay, but I understand.
Color loves to take. Color,
maybe I can be in and out. I got kind of some other work I'm working on, but maybe I can pop in and out. But I also just wanted to say, make sure you guys like and share this video. Go to these guys' channel and subscribe to it. I know a lot of you out there have 2 and 3 personas or channels on YouTube. Switch to those accounts and subscribe with those too. There ain't no hurting you because you don't ever bother to look at their feeds anyway. So do all that.
Appreciate it, Color. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. See you
make sure everybody in the comment section, you're coming in. If you're here for the first time and you come into TD Fins Talk, make sure you subscribe, like the video. Again, TD throughout the night, he's gonna be posting. And you got actually my co-host. he's in the comment section, and he's not be able to. Like I said, he's moving. He made a he got a purchase his home, so he's in the process of
Congratulations,
moving
too.
everything to Geo. So congratulations to Geo, GOT. He's putting the link in the comment section. I'm gonna say, you see Miami Sports Fanatic in the comment section. That's him. Make sure you just copy that link. It goes straight to our channel. And at the end of the day, like I said, subscribe. We want to get to 400. You know, we got 379. We got 2 subscribers. We need you guys to come on. Just jump on, have a good time. Joey, you wanted to say something before I get into the draft as far as receivers.
What do you guys think of Applebaum as the hire for O-line coach?
I like it. I personally like it. I think he's gonna be. He came from college, right? But he's worked in the NFL before. But his offensive lines were ranked what, top 3, top 5. I know college is one thing and NFL is different, but I like the hire. I like the hire, and again, he's not going to be running things by himself. We got an assistant online coach. You know, we got our offensive coordinator. They've all had experience on the offensive line, and then obviously you have Mike McDaniel. He knows what he's doing as well.
Austin Jackson, top 5, baby. It's coming.
That's your take.
It's coming.
I hope our entire offense makes a huge leap forward. And to be honest, you know, I've talked on Clock Blockers in the morning with Stephen D. I've got a conspiracy theory, and I have I'm not going to go into it. Andre already knows. Listen, I'm not going to go into it.
He said, "Oh God."
I'm starting to like you, Drummertron, because Larry knows that I'm the conspiracy guy too. So
I'm going to tell you.
Let me hear this. I'm
going to tell you. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the long story short is I don't think that Flores was the only one that was offered money to throw games. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to say what's going to prove it.
Gerald Alexander.
No, not Gerald Alexander. I think Gerald Alexander wasn't. That's why he's gone. What I'm saying is, if our offense takes a massive leap forward, it's going to just further prove my point. And maybe one day I'll come on and I'll give you the full theory. But I think our offense as a whole is going to take a massive leap forward. Not just because we're switching. I do like the fact that we're switching the scheme. We're going to go to a more run-based team. But I think the entire offense as a whole, including offensive line, including wide receivers and running backs, I think everybody's going to take a huge leap forward. And I think there's reasons. Yeah, Jose Valdez in the comments. He knows my conspiracies. He doesn't like them either. But everything's pointing there. Everything's pointing there. And all these things that are going on, I'm telling you, next year, this offense is going to take a massive, not a little leap forward. I think this offense is going to take a massive leap forward to maybe top 15, maybe top 10.
Don't hype me up, man. Don't hype me up, man. Hey, again, shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to my girlfriend Dana. She's in the comment section. She's a diehard Fins fan. She's a Fins fan, season ticket holder as well. I want to get into a little bit about the draft. You know, obviously there's a lot of good prospects. Obviously, it's very deep. You got receivers in every round. I wanted just to get into a few that intrigue me. Obviously, the high coveted price guy is Drake London. He's a beast. He's 6'5". Best NFL comparison. Just picture a taller Keenan Allen. He's very good. He has those long strides. I don't know if you guys remember, you know, Chambers.
How good is he at running slants?
Let's get into that one. Let's not get into that one.
Listen, if he could run slants, bubble screens, and dig routes,
this guy's a beast, man. He's from USC. He's
not even a skinny post. I need short post.
The problem with him is he's a top. He's probably gonna go in the top 10. If everything goes how it's supposed to, he's a top 10, top 15 guy. So it's a little bit hard to say that we could make a push for him, or we can trade up.
He just coming off an injury too, no? Did he break his leg or something?
Oh wow! No, I think that's the Alabama guy. That's Jameson.
No, that's the guy from Alabama. I think there was
a
knee injury in Alabama during the
Jameson Williams
during the national game.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
I don't want him here either.
My co-host, he's gonna get into this guy. I want to mention him a little bit. Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. This guy's he's 6 feet exactly. His comparisons are to Marvin Harrison. Okay, you know, he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he can catch the ball. Okay, he can catch the ball, and that's important. He is a beast. He doesn't have too much athletic ability, but the guy can catch the ball. He always finds a way to get open. And when he catches the ball as those yak, he's very impressive. You look to him to go into the top 25 picks, like
That's
somewhere
who
in
we
those top
need.
25.
That's who we
Yeah,
need right there.
the guy
Marvin
can get open.
Harrison. That guy sounds like he could run some curls, little 5-yard dig, some slants, some bubble screens, maybe some reverse.
And I know everybody, Larry. I know you remember Marvin Harrison, man. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he can catch the ball. He can get those feet in. He had amazing ballet feet where he can get those feet inside, where he can get that ball before he went out of bounds. Impressive feet. This guy might be that. Obviously, he's 6 feet. Marvin Harrison was, I believe, 6'2", 6'3", so it's a little shorter, but it's pretty impressive to see that. At the end of the day, the other one is MCJB's guy. Jamison Williams. He's 6'2". He's a beast. And I'll tell you this. I hate to bring this up because obviously we know Jalen Waddle, and he's a monster. But just picture, he doesn't have the same speed as Waddle, but picture Waddle but a bit taller. That's the best way to explain it with him. He doesn't have that break like that cheetah speed like Hill or like Waddle, but he is very fast. He's fast. He is coming off a serious injury, so he might drop. He might drop in the draft.
Nope, don't want him.
That is a potential player.
You told me serious injury. I don't want him.
He had an injury in the bowl game, right?
Yeah, it was the national championship. He I think tore his ACL.
Towards ACL. Yeah.
And you talking some drafting? No.
He drafted one into him. They both got hurt.
ACLs aren't tearing an ACL is not like it used to be.
I know, but at the same time, what school he's coming out of?
Fins up, everybody.
Nope, don't want him.
Roll Tide.
Don't want him.
By the way, guys, if you want to take a receiver from Alabama that has an injury, I would definitely consider it in the second round. John Mechie. Everybody forget, just like they forget Jalen Waddle, because when he got hurt, then we saw these big plays from Devontae Smith. John Mechie's every bit as good, and even better than James Robinson. So if you want to take a gamble, that's the person.
Jamison Williams, you mean?
With.
What's his name, Larry?
No, Mechie got hurt early in the season. Mechie got hurt earlier in the season.
Yeah, early in the season, right?
He got hurt.
Who do you think is the biggest?
He got hurt in the
draft?
SEC championship.
As far as sleepers, like I said, I haven't got into the whole draft board yet because I want to be able to be hopeful, and I still have time to look into it because right now, obviously it's the off season. I'm just starting to get into it. I did a little research on these guys, and I was able to come up with some comparison as far as NFL guys. But as far as sleepers, if there's anybody out there that might consider a sleeper, I top of my head I can't tell you because like I said,
there's one guy. There's one guy none of you mentioned that most likely be available at number 29. Okay, is actually an excellent fit for Miami. That's the other wide receiver from Ohio State.
That's my next player. That is my favorite
he's
player
like
in
the
draft.
Jerry Judy type of wide receiver. So he's
Y'all
not
know
going to
we
be
already
flashy
just signed
with
a
that
receiver,
fantastic
right?
speed.
Yeah, but he's trash. He's a dramatic player.
We just signed a receiver. What you talking about? We just signed a receiver.
We just got a receiver from the practice squad off of San Francisco.
I know, right?
Let's go.
Carhartt, I believe. Somebody put it in the comment section. I believe it was Carhartt. But as far as the receiver you're talking about, Larry, and I'll get you to right now, Pete, because this is the last person I'm going to talk about. That is my favorite receiver, and that's Chris Olave. He's 6'1" from Ohio State. Larry, you were on the money. He's that kind of guy that you want to have on this team. A lot of people say that he's better than Garrett Wilson, but you can argue back and forth on that. He might be there at 29. He's projected to go somewhere between 20 and our pick in 29.
But Larry, you said we're not picking at 29. We should avoid picking at 29 at all costs.
I said
say at all costs. It depends.
History has showed us. We should not pick at 29.
Can you guys hear me, or am I on a delay?
Yeah, we hear you, Pete.
What's up, Pete?
What's going on, Pete?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Pete.
Yeah.
Joe, so yeah,
I can hear you.
I went over the history of 29 pick, and it's not good. But if somebody falls to you, then yeah, you'd have to take him.
Listen, you already know I'm about trading up for my middle linebacker.
Yeah, so that's my thing. I mean, I've been against, because I know everybody wants to use. I know Estefan was talking about trading up future picks to move up in the draft to get 2 top 15 picks, trading our future for next year. And I'm not trying to kill Watson Ears' dreams, but he wanted to get 2 defensive players because in case we wanted to move on from Xavier Howard or Byron Jones, we take Stingley, obviously, right? And he's a beast. That kid is a monster. And the other one was getting the middle linebacker. But then we're going back to it. We're investing so much on this defense. And our defense, I want to see what they can do with what they have. I still want a middle linebacker, but I'm not trading up to get a middle linebacker. If he's there at 29, if you can get it.
But hold on 1 second, Batman, because I see you're going to defense, and I'm sorry I got to do this. But right before you guys were talking about wide receivers. How do you guys feel about Preston Williams? Because call me crazy, I see you guys want Devontae Adams. And when I look at this guy, I promise you, Preston Williams to me looks like a Devontae Adams.
You are crazy.
Larry hit it on the money. As far as, look, I like Preston. And I think Preston, if we can get him back for the minimal, there shouldn't be an option for us to say we're going elsewhere, because I wouldn't mind bringing him back for the minimal. But to say Devontae Adams, that's a stretch, Pete, because Devontae Adams he's a bad man. And can you ever say, do you ever think, regardless who is at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, do you think Preston could be a top 5 receiver? Even if it's Watson, you think Preston could be a top 5?
Man, when he was, I think Preston. Look, first he showed. I might have bad signal. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you got horrible signal.
Showed when he was on the field. He.
Pete, we can't hear you, man.
You gotta get a 4G phone.
We're gonna talk about Preston Williams.
What the Alexander?
Hey, Alex, where you at, Alex? Give me the hookup. 2 is great, Alex. I love you. Give me a phone. Hey,
don't move from where you're at right
but
there.
Preston Williams, the reason why he's a nasty. I gotta go if I'm messing up the stream. I love y'all. Shout out to TD. Y'all hit that like button. Shout out to the panel. I love you guys. Bye.
We hear you.
Yeah, Preston, there's another trait that makes Preston Williams attractive to I can't hear anybody.
I hear you.
We're listening to you. You're talking.
Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. Never mind. Listen, there's another trait that Preston Williams has that McDaniel will love, and why he probably give him another shot is that he's an excellent blocker for a wide receiver. Okay, so just consider that.
He is.
And by the way, clarification: Preston Williams is an exclusive rights free agent. So all the Dolphins have to do is offer him like $1 million, and he's a Dolphin. He can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I know something you were talking about today, Larry, was about the idea of tendering. If we can come to an agreement with Nick Needham, putting a second round tender to him at a $4 million hit.
Right.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I really like Needham. And the way he's developed and come around, he's turned into one of the best. You can say probably top 10 cornerback slot corners in the league, right?
Oh, without a doubt, top 10. Yeah.
And I know we're investing so much money in the cornerback position as far as Xavier and Byron. My thing is, I think a second round tender is scary because I don't see why another team wouldn't offer that.
Well, you know what? You're devaluing. You don't realize how valuable a second round pick is.
It is.
You know what? There are people out there talking about a second round pick for Calvin Ridley. Okay, type deal. So yeah, no, nobody's gonna sign it for a second round pick. Could there be jerks out there that do it? Of course, there's always that. And you could tender it for a first round pick and probably be a jerk that'll take him out there. But no, I don't think there's anybody out there that'll do that. By the way, it's $2.7 million for a second round tender.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, let's welcome everybody. Crypto Ross 11.
Yo.
What's up?
Oh God. Hold on. Let me help you guys out with the receiver
Is this
room with
Crypto?
Huh?
Is this the crypto or is this someone else?
Yes. No,
that's crypto.
It's me.
What's
Oh,
up,
usually got the
Crypto?
logo. Usually got the logo. So I was confused for a second. I thought it was another crypto.
Let me give you
Yeah,
Crypto's take on the receiver room. DVP got to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you go?
There you go.
How would you go about doing that? How would you go about? Because
He doesn't care.
Larry hits
Again,
Larry
Crypto
hits
don't
everybody in
care.
the money with this one.
No, Crypto don't care. He just
Listen,
want DVP
we
out.
can't cut DVP. It's not worth the
Okay,
cut.
don't tell
It's
Crypto
not worth
that.
the cut.
Hey,
Don't
don't
tell
tell
Crypto
me that.
that.
Exactly.
You could trade
It's about
him
sacrifices.
if
No.
you're willing to have somebody take him for if we can get a 7th rounder or a future 7th rounder or 6, that might be the
Listen,
best option. But to straight up
Crypto-
cut him, just to
Crypto-
cut him,
Crypto has been standing on this square for the past month now.
I know.
Actually, it's
were
been
talking
since
about-
2018 officially. Before the Flores era, he shouldn't have been a part of the rebuild from the get-go.
The cap hit is what, 3.8 million, right, Larry? If we cut him,
Right.
Mhm.
Well, no. His cap hit is gonna be around $8 million. Okay.
right? But we only saved
Dead cap
3
is a 5.
No, dead cap is 8. That's because that's this year. Next year, he has a 2-year contract. So if you cut him this year, at pre-June 1st, it's going to be about 5.8 this year and 2.7 next year. If you want to save some money this year, you put him post June 1st. It'll be 2.7. But people don't understand about this. That 5.8 gets pushed to next year. So that's why it's robbing Peter to pay Paul when you restructure some of these contracts on post June 1st. So either way, it's going to cost you about $8 million to get rid of. Doesn't make sense. One more year, Parker. Next year, you're out if you want for $2.7 million.
everybody make sure everybody hit that like button.
2 years of sacrifice, I'm still taking it.
If you're coming on here,
It's
hit
It's
the
not,
like
it's not
button.
eternity that you're going to
you're
be
new-
punished.
If you're new to the channel, subscribe to TD Fins Talk. Again, guys, we got 379 subscribers on Miami Sports Fanatics Show. Go to Miami Sports Fanatics Show. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 400. If we can't do it today, hopefully by Saturday. Shout out to everybody that has been so supportive, but we want some help. I know last time we were here, we tried to do some incentives with the Wheel of Fins as far as trying to give back to the community. But if we can get to 400, we might work something out. But get us to 400, guys. Come on, like Larry said, hit that like button. I can't say the other star. Just hit that like button. But be supportive of both channels. Obviously, TD, he's been doing this, but we got to get those likes on this video. Let's do it. Hit those likes. You're coming in the room. Hit the like button, please, and make sure if you can, once you're done, before you take a break, once you jump off the stream, go to Miami Sports Fanatics Show. Subscribe to the channel. Show some love. We're fairly new. We just started November 27th. We're fairly new. We need subscribers. Jump on. Show some love. I want to get into crypto. We were talking about receiver options.
Just subscribe.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Calvin Wilson from Dallas is an option. He's
Calvin
ranked
who?
number 30.
Cedric
Wilson.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson.
Cedric
okay,
Wilson.
okay. So you're saying
Ranked
the
number
draft.
31, giving you just as much production as DVP. It only costs you a combined $12 million over the next 2 years. An easy viable option.
So would you trade DVP and add a pick to get him?
What? No. What
Add
are
a
you
pick.
talking-
I'm talking about using Cedric Wilson as the replacement.
Okay, but you still gotta get rid of DVP. How are you gonna get rid of DVP? You have to add a pick to him to wherever you're gonna send him, so somebody can take his contract.
No, you're not.
Yes, you
You're
do.
just straight up
you
cutting
put-
him.
Wait a minute, Crypto.
Yes.
You hate Devontae Parker, right? So I'm assuming your belief you're going to project on other NFL teams going to have that same belief. So why would any other team that don't like Devontae Parker is going to take an $8 million player?
They're not going to take him. They're going to probably just pick him up because we cut him.
Whatever. But they're not going to take us in a trade if they know we're going to cut him.
Yeah, we gotta sell him. We gotta sell DVP.
Nah, you're
If
not
it
hearing
means quoting
Crypto.
a poster
Crypto is
and
saying-
No, you're not hearing me.
Crypto-
I'm saying it's just
Crypto
an
is saying
outright
cut him
cut
and take
and
that
allow
$8
him
million
to
hit.
market himself after that.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Banjo.
yeah, okay, now you changed up
okay.
on that. Okay.
Okay. I understand. But is that specifically all you want to do a receiver? You're okay with just adding one person, or you want to do something else in the draft? You want to double dip? Because I'm in the double dipping.
Yeah, I'm drafting a receiver too.
scenario. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
I'm drafting
drafting
a young guy.
Okay.
Honestly,
what round?
Batman, I don't even know why anybody would think otherwise. We only have 3 receivers right now.
In what round? In
Yeah,
what round are
we have to
drafting
go
this
into the
receiver?
first and third round.
Oh, y'all bugging, man, with this first round receiver pick, man. Y'all bugging.
But
you don't
this
need a
is the
first
thing.
round. I agree with him. You don't need a first round pick.
Look, if
The
one
receiver
of the, if
class
the
is way too
linebacker,
deep for a
if the
first round.
linebacker, if the
Third round
linebacker's there
pick,
at
second round
29,
pick, why not?
if the linebacker's
But
there
you
at
do go
29,
first round, you got a better receiver.
yeah, of course. If the linebacker's there at 29, we take him. What's his name? We were talking about
The guy
Devin
from
Lloyd?
Utah.
No,
Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd
Lloyd,
won't be
The
there.
guy from Utah.
No, Devin Lloyd won't be there. He's a top 15. It's
Lloyd's
the other
good.
linebacker.
That's what I'm saying.
Kobe Dean?
N'Kobe Dean.
He's the one that might be there at 29. I'm all for him if he's there at 29. But I'm on the fence. I'm either trading up to get one of these. If I can get my hands on a Drake London, a 6'5" monster, I'm doing it. Or
For what?
I'm trading out of the first,
London's
and I'm
not
trying to
far.
get a second
He's
and a
not
third.
falling.
If I can get 2 seconds, 2/3, and then I can get my receivers, my running backs, my linebackers through there, I'll do that.
Listen, why would you trade up to get a receiver that's going to be doing a whole bunch of stock blocking and bubble screens and slants?
But at the end of the day, you got to
you
put a
shouldn't
receiver
trade
next
up
to
to get
Waddle.
one.
You got to put a receiver. It's either
We
you do it in free
do.
agency or you
No,
do
the
it in
receiver's
the draft.
going to be there at the pick that you're at. You don't need to trade up to get him.
We could get one in the second round that could stock block, run slants, and bubble screens.
Potentially, guys, as far as the draft
That's
boards
true,
and
too.
all mock drafts, from the receivers we mentioned, the only one that might be there he's going to go between 20 and 30 is Chris Olave from Ohio State, which is my favorite receiver. But all the other receivers, they're not going to be there in the 29th pick.
Jamison Williams, are you sure they projected him like in the 30s?
He's dropping now because of the injury. But again, we go back to Von Joe said he's not touching this guy with a 12-foot pole.
Not in the first round.
Well, Williamson?
Jameson,
Right
He's a
now-
glorified second round pick, though. That 29th pick is nothing but a glorified second round.
It is. I can see it that way. I can see it. But at that point, why don't you just trade that 29th pick, get a second and a third, and then move up with one of your seconds and a fourth or a fifth and move up and get him early in the second? Like, why not do that instead of
get
wasting the
extra
29th
picks?
pick?
I mean, you can do that, but you got to assure yourself you're going to get that pick.
Yeah.
I saw that
Yeah.
comment about Rambo. Right now, he's not projected third round. He's like a fourth or fifth rounder at best.
Cool.
Now that could change after the combine. So
Yeah, the combine he can go back up.
yeah,
Okay,
he
'cause
shows
I was
more
gonna say, you know,
athleticism
40
than he showed
times,
in the field.
All he needs
Yeah,
is for good 40 time.
Yeah.
When it
You
comes
talking
to
about Jameson?
receivers, a good 40 time, and all of a sudden that whole board is redone.
By the
Yeah.
way, guys, somebody comment, put it in chat. The one receiver I fell in love with could be a second round pick. Christian Watson from North Dakota State. Kid is
Mhm.
awesome. I saw some of these. Go back,
I
go
love
look
him.
at the highlights. Of this kid. He's awesome.
He's really fast.
He's a big guy that they're running jet sweeps and all that stuff. Sounds familiar? Yeah, jet
So you
Yeah.
can say you say we got a little Debo?
yeah.
Potential.
Debo-type
Potential.
receiver, Yeah.
Hey man, if we got
Von
run this,
Joe doesn't
said
want.
that's what they
Von Joe don't
want.
want no speed receivers. Look, at the end of
no,
the day,
if he's big enough to run like Debo, hey, we could run that wing T. We gotta be
I'm
running
gonna-
the wing T offense.
gotta
I want to
start
say something
comparing
because
these
I
guys
mean
to-
this
We
is
need
a
a
fact.
sub 4 receiver, though. That's
At the end
big.
of
No,
the
he
day,
is. I think
we-
he runs a sub 4. So
we have guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
if-
The guy, guys. I'm sorry. The name, guys. You have a chance. Not now because we're on here.
Yeah. What's the
Christian
name, Larry?
Watson. Christian Watson from North Dakota State, the same one that produces all the quarterbacks, Trey Lance and all that.
Right.
He's like
He got good
6'5",
offense.
210, can run like the wind, and he's very agile.
runs a
for big
4.38?
receiver, like a big receiver. Well, I can't say the three. He looks fast. Let's put it that way. That's what I'm saying. These receivers combines are big.
Well,
But go
rumors
look
are
at
saying
this
that he runs a
highlight,
4.38.
There's some good players in the comment section, and Pete
That's
just
what's going
dropped.
to
He
make
said,
him grow.
this is a good one. I like. I know Crypto's gonna like this one. He said Jakeem Grant would have been perfect for that role.
And Larry, I just looked
No,
it
I'm
up.
not.
But the-
No.
He's
I
too
don't
small.
want Christian Watson solely for the gadget plays. The kid's a legitimate big boundary right receiver that can also do those things. He's just a
Larry,
super
he's
talented
Larry.
He's a
his
multi-purpose
his
guy.
His
Yeah.
comp is actually Debo Samuels.
Really?
Sports Illustrated. Yeah.
Oh, really?
you go.
Yeah. Okay,
Larry was
yeah.
on
It's
the money.
actually his comp.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way,
Guys,
guys,
you
Miami
wanna get
Sports
excited
Fanatic
about
Show.
prospects?
We got
Go look at that
381
YouTube.
subscribers. Get us.
Well, that would be a
19
good
more
second round
subscribers.
option then.
It says is
He
North
may be a
Dakota,
first rounder by the
is
time
North
it's all done.
Dakota State's Christian Watson the next Debo Samuel.
Interesting.
That's the
There you
headline.
Interesting there.
Larry, you know something we don't know? What's
Yeah,
going
he's
on over
shooting
there?
up draft.
No, I'm
He's
just
going
doing
up
my
draft
research.
boards.
Just doing my research now.
Debo especially something
Guys
else.
out
Larry's
there
been
have
in the front
Wandale
office.
Robinson from Kentucky. He's purely a slot receiver. You got to be careful with a lot of these receivers. They're purely slot. It's not. Hey, I'm not going to turn down a Wandale Robinson in the third round. Okay, he's just too good of a value, but not in the second round where he's projected to go. He's not the type of receiver that we're looking for right now that we need.
Hey, Pete, jump on back.
Yeah,
Jump on with us, man.
Yeah, you need a boundary guy that can do all. Basically, a Z receiver.
Everybody out there in the comment section.
I haven't watched tonight now.
Color, CT, whoever's out there, Carla, Ray, anybody I'm seeing lately in the comment section. Pete,
Larry, he said you was a watch tonight.
Yeah, so
Cap,
I said.
where is Cap? Hey guys, like I was saying, we got at Miami Sports Fanatic Show, we got 381 subscribers. We need you guys. We need 19 more subscribers. Get us to 400. 19 subscribers.
Yeah, there's another receiver out there. You guys are damn good in chat. Martina Davies says the South Alabama receiver might be a good pick, a sneaky good pick in the second round. Jalen Tolbert. I agree. But right now he's projected in the fourth round. But if he has a good not so much the speed. We know it does well in the other.
We need route running.
Yeah, and route running. Yeah, but he's definitely one to look at. Also fits the bill.
We got 143 people watching right now. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a member at TD FinStalk, hit the subscribe. 19 subscribers. Come on, 143. I know we don't got 143. You guys have subscribed. Jump on Miami Sports Fanatic Show. Get us to 400. That's all I'm asking. Please make my day. I've had a long week. Get us to 4. I know I'm crying a lot. 19 to get to 4. Help us out. Help us out.
Even if you guys need to get onto your burner accounts, go ahead. Hop onto your burner account.
Said, get on your burner accounts. You have to talk to the Russians for that, Bunjo. They're good at the burner accounts.
So let me ask you guys this. So everybody is pretty much on the fence.
Trump. Screw you, Biden leftist. Trump.
Wait, what?
What?
I don't know what that was about. I don't have control as far as being able to take people off of StreamYard. But yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for anybody out there. If anybody got offended by that, I apologize for that. But I want to be respectful to everybody because everybody got their own views. I don't like to get political. I don't like to do anything like that.
Yeah, like somebody just went through a Tourette's moment right there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
So triangle.
Basically, guys, we're all on the idea. You are okay with the idea of double dipping, one in the draft, one in free agency as far as receivers?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because
that's rebuilding the room. We got a fresh start. It's about getting a fresh start. We want to give Mike McDaniels a fresh start.
Guy.
And he's projected to go what? Christian Watson's projected to go where?
Right now,
I don't see the projection. Second round, but he's 6'11", 6'4", 211.
Let me check my thing right here.
Wingspan 77.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, like I said, guys, I won't be surprised by the time the combine's actually what, about 10 days or something like that, guys?
It's coming. It's close.
Yeah.
A week before the
combine, that drops them all the way to the first round, which helps us because the more receivers we get in the first round, that 29 pick, we could stay put and get a receiver.
Okay, I see him. Christian Watson. He's
the next Say. He may be like Say Sherratt, without the injury.
His only flaw I'm seeing from what I'm reading right now, just the first thing I came up, it says he doesn't have crazy hands. His hands are not too great.
Well, he's not Say Sherratt then.
But he's very good in short receiving, intermediate routes, deep threat. That's his best thing. And he's pretty decent at blocking. He's a little bit above average as far as blocking, but he's below average at hands. That's what they were saying.
But guys, I say it again, right? You want to if you don't want to spend a little time, go to YouTube, get his highlights. You're gonna fall in love with the kid.
I'm gonna look into it. He's a perfect combination of speed, 4.38 in the 40. Obviously, this is pre-combine. This is just what he's ran, 4.38, which is insane.
Which is good.
Just over 6'4", 211 pounds. Larry, you might be onto something.
That's perfect.
Guys,
in underwear, you can shave a couple of tenths of his time on that one.
Look at this.
The underwear
that's what you gotta look for, right?
Yes.
His 4.4 speed is actually legit. Big guys usually have to take a long time to get up to speed. That's why they're not good at things like jet sweeps and stuff like that. Not this kid. The kid can flat out move right off the get-go. Yeah. So
all right, so check this out. Because it's a little bit of controversy as far as what I was saying about the hands. But look at this. It says strength. He says savvy natural pass catcher with reliable hands and very good focus. Snatches the ball. He's a very fantastic 50-50 guy. So he's a Preston and Parker. Yeah, Watson has proved to be elite kick returner and so offer a dual role appeal. So again, like you were mentioning, Von Joe and Larry, that Debo role. He can do a little bit of everything. He's a knack for getting open and is a quarterback's best friend. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's good. That could be the
Has
Z receiver we need.
very long arms that defensive backs have a tough time dealing with. Let me see some of the bad stuff because everything sounds amazing about him. Does not always use his hands to secure the deep throws, allowing the ball to hit his pads and chest. Has had an issue with drops, 16 in his 4 years in
That's
college.
high.
Very raw, inexperienced at a receiver, far from perfect route runner, and has developed a tendency to round his routes off. Has operated with limited route tree. Like our prospects, not from the top level, it will be asked just how he can perform against at a higher level of competition. He has
that's what we got Wes Welker for.
Yeah, he has the deep speed
Welker
you
could
want
fix
in
that.
a receiver, but isn't quite as twitchy as you would like. Doesn't have elite change of direction.
Yeah, so a lot of the negatives
okay.
is why they're pushing him to the second round. But
Yeah,
in a
I think with
combine,
development, he could be a monster though.
combine could change
yeah,
that.
when he goes on combine, he's going to be a
Hands.
first. Hey, you know what? If you have those trait problems, if things, none of these are not. Almost all of them are correctable, by the way. But if he had that naturally, we'd be talking about him like a top 10 wide receiver, basically.
Larry, he's from your hometown, your
The
current
Bronx?
hometown, current
Or
hometown.
Tampa. Oh,
He's
Tampa.
from Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, you know, everybody's from Florida. Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
Surprise me when you say somebody's from the Bronx. I'll be happy about that.
Come on, you know
Yeah.
most of those, most receiver speed merchants come from Florida, man.
Guys, we're
Yeah.
at 384,
wide
16
receiver
more.
university.
We got 7 minutes before we end the stream. We need 16 more subscribers. Come on, help us out. 16
We
more
can do
subscribers. Go to
it.
Miami Sports Fanatic Show. Again, it's a co-host show that I do with my co-host GOT. He's in the process. He just bought his house in Nevada, so he's
Congrats.
currently moving everything. And he's not able to do the show this week with me, so I had to do the show. I'm doing the show obviously with the help of you guys being able to help out, and is amazing. But me and GOT, we're very grateful for everybody. If you guys are going over to subscribe, but make sure you still hit that like button here at TD FinStalk. If you haven't subscribed, we need 16 more. If you guys can get us there, 7 minutes. I want to get a little bit into final thoughts. If you guys want to get into another conversation before we get into it, but you want to get into final thoughts, or you have something you want to say?
I'll say bring Tunsil and Landry home.
I like that. I like that idea. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. I said this before. I said it earlier in the stream, and I was mentioning it, Larry, as far as on your stream earlier, as far as what it came out. So, Dolphins obviously coaching staff: head coach Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator Frank Smith, defensive coordinator Josh Boyer, special teams Danny Crossman, QBs coach Darrell Bevel, running backs Eric Studsville, receivers Wes Welker, tight ends John Embry, O-line Matt Applebaum. Defensive line, Austin Clark. Linebackers, Anthony Campanile. We just got, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, Tyrone McKenzie from Tennessee, which he's a beast. I know that video is going viral of him taking hits from his linebackers in Tennessee.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
impressive. And then quarterback coach is Sam Madison. But defensive back coach is still open. We have not gotten anybody
weird.
that job yet. You know, obviously they're in charge of safeties. They still help out with the DB.
The whole secondary.
Yeah, they're working. It's kind of like I was saying. It was Gerald Alexander and it was someone else. I know he just left. I'm trying to remember. It was Chicago. We just lost him to Chicago. Off the top of my head, I can't remember his
Do
name.
we know if Patrick Surtain is coaching?
That's a name I'm trying to throw out there, but that's the name I'm trying to get to. That's I mean I know the nostalgic, because Larry was mentioning it, the nostalgic of being able to because obviously McDaniel, we were talking about with Gio, when he came into the Dolphins facility, I'm sure he was looking at these walls and he was impressed with all these jerseys, and it brought this nostalgic of being a fan and remembering these great legends, right? And at the time, obviously when we signed Sam Madison, I was like, yeah, we got Sam. I was hyped, and I was so excited, but then I want to like, okay, is this a cover up? Are they trying to cover something up? Are they trying to make the fan base happy? Did they really look into the hire? And luckily, we got guys like Larry and TD that they're able to break things down as far as what they did for their defense in Kansas City, and it's impressive. You know, you go rank from 16 first year to 10 to 6. and arguably he improved a lot of the players. And I mean, I know he had Honey Badger, but you're coming to a defense now that is a top 5, top 3 secondary in the league,
Already,
and
right?
and already, and
Get
what
even.
can he do with Noah Ibenagami? We're gonna see. What's
There
he
you
gonna do
go.
to improve our safeties and Brandon Jones and Holland, right? Javon Holland. So my question is, do they maybe bring back a Patrick Surtain? Maybe they work in tandem and they could help, or maybe somebody that's done the job before. Because Patrick
hmm
Surtain, I don't know off the top of my head. Trying to think, top of my
Last
head as
time,
far as where he's
last time I
worked.
heard, last time I heard he was coaching at American Heritage High School in South Florida.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He
hmm
was the high
Okay,
school.
Yeah, he
so
was a head
he
coach
really
out
doesn't
there.
have
Yeah.
experience in the NFL. But I mean, for the nostalgic part, because I mean, I've been running the train
Oh,
saying bring in Mike Pouncey to help out this O line, But he's
Yeah.
been. I mean,
uh,
he's here. He was here
Nah,
all
Mike
year last
Pouncey,
year. He
the
came to
Pouncey,
like 4 or
He
5
was
times.
already there as an advisor, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
you
was
know the
coming
Pouncey
in.
boys, they wild.
Yeah,
They're some
yeah, they
wild
are.
boys.
But
yeah.
I'm sure they could rattle these guys and say, "Look, you got to get to the gym, get to work."
Nah,
You
man,
know,
we might have some Bully Gate, the coaching version.
Coaching version of
hopefully.
Bully Gate.
Hey guys, so it's almost that time. We got to 386. Thank you guys, everybody. We wanted to get to 400. We needed 14 more subscribers, but I'm thankful. Me and Gio are very appreciative of that, and shout out to TD for doing this. We appreciate it. So let's get into some final thoughts. Let's get into MCJB. Give me some final thoughts. You're on mute.
My bad, my bad. Great show. Thank you everyone for coming. Make sure y'all subscribe to Miami Sports Fanatics Show. If you haven't, listen to Roses and Thorns by your boy MCJB. Have a good one, y'all. Fins up.
Appreciate it, MCJB. Larry,
Yeah.
some final thoughts.
Want to thank you guys. You're doing great so far. Pretty awesome, guys. It's exciting times for us. Okay, after you know what, a bit of advice for us Dolphin fans: disconnect Ross from this team now. Let him deal with his own issues right now. What he does should not affect what happens on the field. So, am I excited? Yes, but I'm not going to be over it because we have to wait and see what Greer does in free agency in the draft. Going to go a
Right.
long, long way. Personally, I don't see how Greer can mess it up. I mean, it's just really have to be bad to mess
On a
it
silver
up.
platter, right, Larry?
Yeah, but you know how he can mess it up? By not bringing at least one veteran quality tackle to this team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how he could mess it up. So
I
other
was
than
gonna
that,
say, don't tell him, don't say that because Greer's the guy that'll say, "Hold my beer, I'll be back."
Hey, but Larry, you remember last year on
Yeah.
your show during the season, you had somebody come on your show that said that ran into Greer at the Dolphins game. Was it the Houston game? I'm trying to remember what game it was. Whether Houston, and was it no, it wasn't Houston. I'm sorry. It was the Baltimore game, a Thursday night game. I think he said he ran into Greer, and he was asking, "Hey Greer, so what's going on with the team?" And Greer gave him a wink, and he said, we'll be back next year," something like that. Remember that?
actually, I don't. I don't have a great memory for things like that.
I'm trying to remember who it was because that was crazy for him to say that. I mean, and I mean, maybe he was just talking, out of who, or where. But he said supposedly he ran into him. Shout out to Donald Johnson. Thank you for subscribe and thanks Vince Tailgate. We got to 387, so 13 more. But appreciate you, Larry. I really do. It means a lot for you coming
Let
on
me
here.
last thing before I leave. Joe, do me a favor. Stop showing off your guns. Okay.
Listen, I'm up here. Actually, I'm up here trying to stretch because I'm up here twitching.
You're so effing annoying, dude.
He's showing off his guns. The 24-inch pythons like Hogan.
Okay, thank you guys.
man.
Check it out
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Like
Take
Steven
care.
says, clanging and banging. Vajo,
man.
give me a last minute takes. What you think?
I mean,
About
last
everything.
minute takes. Like I said, I'm very. I'm becoming more and more optimistic as I'm seeing what McDaniel is doing on the offensive side. And the defensive side, I'm like, okay, he already told us that we might take a step back, but hopefully the offensive side takes enough of a leap forward, right, and to balance out that step back. Because as of right now, my last and final take. Remember, I said it here. Austin Jackson next year, top 5. All
It's gonna
right.
be good. I
There
think
you
he's gonna
go.
be
Top
good.
five.
Good bold prediction.
All right, but you guys take care, man. Hey, Batman, keep doing what you doing. Gio, again, congratulations. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.
I appreciate it,
Fins up.
Vanjo. Thanks for coming. Fins up.
Yeah.
Crypto, give me some last minute thoughts. By the way,
Sure.
link is in the comment section. Should be uploading soon. I think I dropped it for the channel. Again, hit that like button if you're still here with us. Obviously, hit the likes on TD's FinStocks as far as Miami Sports Fanatics show. Nonetheless, you should be hitting that like button as soon as you come in the door. We're all family here. TD is extremely supportive. Everybody's extremely supportive. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. And we appreciate you guys. Now, as far as final thoughts, Crypto, talk to me. Tell me some of the things that you want to say last minute for the world to hear.
Oh, thanks, Batman. Good show. I'll piggyback on what Vandro and Larry said. Basically, it's a wait and see approach. We got good positivity on what's hang on everything as far as the hires and the coaching and all of that. It's just now that I guess all the pomp and circumstance per se is coming to an end, and the all free agency and the draft is going to tell everything, like Larry said. Now it's just a matter of not winning the off-season Super Bowl. It's about winning the actual Super Bowl at the end of the season, not the preseason Super Bowl. So I think McDaniel's doing a good job on his offensive staff, defense. He warned us that it could take a step back, but it's just a matter of offsetting it with the offense of improvements that he's going to make on the offensive side of the ball. Other than that, it's going to be a pretty good journey on our approach to winning at least a minimum of 11 games. It's in my name, Crypto Ross 11. Ross told Crypto that we're going to win at least 11 games.
There you go. You've been making that train, Crypto. You've been saying 11 wins. That's what you want, nothing less.
Right. It's crazy. But yeah,
I appreciate it, Crypto.
I think
Appreciate
we should be good. Congrats, Gio, on your Vegas purchase. He said Vegas, right?
Yeah, he's in
I
Nevada.
think that's what he
Reno.
said. Yeah, Reno. Yeah, congrats on the purchase out there. Good luck to your endeavors and getting established out in Reno. So it's pretty good. And Batman, y'all keep up the great work on the show. Everything.
Crypto, fins up, man. Thanks for coming. I really do. I mean, it means a lot.
Yep. No problem.
Again, everybody, the TD put it up, Miami Sports Fanatics show. Make sure you go subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. We're all family, man. Much love. Shout out to TD for making this happen, man. This is the best. It's a dream come true, obviously, for us. So we much love. Again, shout out to everybody that came out and showed support. Came in the comment section. Much love. Thank you for coming on the panel, jumping on, talking with us. TD Fins Talk, Miami Sports Fanatic Thursdays. Remember, from 8 to 9:30, we're here. We're live. We love you guys. Let's go. Fins up.